Merry Christmas, everybody. This is Christmas 2023, and we're going to go ahead and do a walkthrough of all the Christmas lights and decorations for this year's display. This is being filmed with the new GoPro 12 camera, and I have to say the image quality is absolutely fantastic. It captures Christmas lights exceptionally well. Much better than any of the other cameras I've used before. Alright, so we'll start outside. So by the landscaping here we have these C50 lights, and then these four here are DEL shaped, which is kind of cool. Got the old C9s going up the railing, and icicles and C9s across the roof here. And then in between or on either side rather of the walkway, we have the clear C9s on the lilac bushes. And then on this tree we have the True Tone C7s. On the front stairs we have more, or I guess both of these stairs are in the front of the house, but on this railing we have more C9s, and they go across the door. I always liked having the C9s around the door frame. And on the front here we also have the icicles with the C9 lights. And I think having the C9s really adds to the appeal. I thought they would be overwhelmingly bright, but they're not. They blend in perfectly. Got some candles in this window. And then in the front yard we have the three deer. The center one had a catastrophic failure a couple days ago. I had to relamp the entire thing. And then the other two I noticed today were starting to get a good number of bulbs out, so I replaced them. And now these are both copacetic. So hopefully these will last through the rest of the season and not give me any more trouble. Oh, it looks like another bulb is already going out. This needs some oil. But for what it's worth, it's still working. On this tree we have 3 strings of C9 white cleared in the past, clear in the present. And we have some C25s here. Let's see how many sticks are in the yard. Ah, there's a thumbnail. Cool. And then on these trees, I have a string of 300 mini lights. Wow, this camera captures the lights so good. And then here we have some more C9s. These are the opaque frosted ones. These cost a lot to run, but I really enjoy them. They're worth every penny. And then we have some candy canes. And then we have another bush of the C9s. So here's what it looked like. Quick aerial shot here. And then before we move on to the side yard, let's take a look at the back from over here. There's a rabbit running around over there. Next year I will put icicles on the side of the house as well. Okay, so that's the front yard. All incandescent, looks great. And now for the side yard. So we got the candy cane trees again. And on these two trees, went up as far as I could with these colored LEDs. And while they're no incandescent, they look pretty decent. Flicker's not too bad. They kind of remind me of the old opaque C9s. I like them. And then here we have some more opaque C9s. Some more better LEDs by the mailbox here. These are actually ceramic. I kind of like these, though they're a little flickery though. Got the white lights on here again. This is kind of messed up. I really should record this right after I finish, because now we had the windstorm and stuff and everything's a little bit messed up. This is what my neighbor put out this year. I actually loaned him some of these lights. I turned off all the street lights this year. This one I just reach out the window and pull the cap off. The other one, it's actually so bright that it turns it off, which is perfect, because then when I turn the lights off for the night it comes back on by itself. I'm surprised this one doesn't do that. It's a different sensor. I put a different sensor on that other light. I've been meaning to try one of those sensors on this one to see if it would have the same behavior, but it's just not that big of a deal. Got the Luminara candles in the windows, and they sure do look like real candles. quite a puzzle to put all this together. It really is. This is a complete mismatch of lights back here. In the past I've had the red and green sets go all the way across, but they kept breaking and I just don't have enough anymore. There's my neighbor's Christmas tree. These red and green string are just exceptionally unreliable. Look at this, they're starting to fail individually now. And there are lights on both sides of the fence. These lights have, they've stretched out. If I moved this all over, it would fit now. But I'm not sure I'm going to bother with that. These are now incandescent. That part of the fence is all DEL. And now we're back to incandescent. And there's nothing like the incandescent. I don't care how much it costs to run them, I'm not giving them up. C9 opaque. See, this wasn't droopy when I first put it out. It was pulled taut because the lights were kind of crinkled together from being in the boxes. But now it's all expanded. And over here the lights go on the other side so that they can be seen from the road. It does create a blank spot here, but I never really looked from that side. Typically I'm looking out these windows, so it doesn't really matter. It's pretty cool to have the whole thing encompassed in lights. And we have icicles on the back as well, because although inherently there's an outage up there, which I just noticed last night, I put the icicles on the back because you can see them clearly from the living room here, which you can't really see that outage, so I'm just ignoring it for now. I'll fix it when I take them down. The deck is full of C9 opaques, both sides of the railing. And I have a couple of these laser light things here, but they shut off after so many hours of operation, which is kind of annoying. So just gotta unplug them and plug it back in, and that just got going there. Check the other one too. They're kind of hard to see because the light is on downstairs. It's gonna do the same thing. So plug it and plug it back in. These are not very bright, but they're kind of cool. See, that's what it looks like. You can kind of see it on the yard. It's very faint even in person. So that's that. And the C9s are on the outside of this railing so that they can be seen from the bedroom windows. And then they're on the inside of this railing so you can see them when you come upstairs. And the C9s go all the way around the deck. The icicles, the candles. The lights are wrapped on this portion of the railing as opposed to up here, so that you can still use the railing. I gotta swap out the camera battery and then we'll take a look at the lights inside. Okay, this is what the living room looked like. We have some Christmas cards over here, some poinsettias, an old basket of artificial holly, and of course there's a great view of all the outside lights from this room. I think one of the reasons why I haven't felt the need to put an obscene amount of lights inside the house is because everywhere you look in the house, or at least in here, you're surrounded by the magnificent display in the yard, and it just fills everything in nicely. Oh, not good. It looks like the bank broke. They should be fiber opticing like the rest of them are, with the different colors and so forth. That's not good. Well, that's a problem for another day. So there's village number 1. This year the tree took, I think, 18 strings or 21 strings. About 20 strings of C9 lights for a grand total of 30 amps. have some vintage Christmas light boxes up here. Some of these strings are in service around the house. Some of them are still in the boxes. There's some stupid Kodak lights. The tree this year is 11 feet tall. It goes right up to the ceiling. It is a live tree. It throws off so much heat that I don't even have the stove on right now. And it is only like 34 something degrees, it's right around freezing. I do have enough of these candles to go all the way around the room, but I'm still charging up some of the batteries so they're not output yet. But here's the rest of them. We got some Christmas dogs here. Turn the light up for a minute so we can see a little better. And here's what the table looked like for dinner tomorrow night. Here we have the infamous mouse. Got these candles with the holly wreaths around them. And this here is why the icicles are on the back of the house, because you can clearly see them from here. So it's totally worth having. These are the replica C6 lights, which I've really started to take a liking to this year, and I want to get some more, though they are becoming hard to find. This is what the dining room looked like. We have some vintage C9s around the door, and they carry across the wall or the window, over the closet, and then down the hallway. We got another live tree here. This is a Norfolk pine. And this is all incandescent in the house. Except for this tree. This tree is DEL, but it's built properly, runs on a rectified DC circuitry, and there's no flicker. It's actually a really nice tree. See the icicles again. See the lights on the railing. Everything else in the backyard. Village number 2. I have the C100s down here, but I don't have them on because the batteries need to be charged up. And here's what the kitchen looked like. Got a bunch of these this year, these ceramic tree night lights. So we got those under the counter, or under the cabinets rather. Some greenery. Very nice. Wow, this picks up so good on this camera. Christmas dogs. If you listen closely, you'll be able to hear these lights twinkling on and off. Here in the hallway, we have a giant snowflake on a wall and many lights outlining doors. And they finish going down the stairs. No lights in the bathroom, but we do have a tree here and a tree sign on the wall. And on the other side of the hallway, we've got the vintage C9s and another one of those night lights. In the media room, we have a bunch of lights in here this year. We got an old loop style string of the incandescent mini lights. This is a very, very old set, and many of these bulbs are still the original bulbs. Got a twinkling light string around that door. This is another very old string of lights. And then we have a fiber optic tree over here, which is being picked up by this camera absolutely fantastically. This one has really vivid colors. It's very intriguing to watch. I did not put any lights in the bedroom. I brought that spiral tree up. I didn't feel like taking it back down, so I just put it there. I don't even know if it's in the working order or not. It'll be something we use next year. And then in the computer room is the only section of the house that's indoors, which has DEL. We have this General Electric tree. we have these faceted DEL lights, which are actually pretty old. And then we have these newer ones I bought this year. These are the same ones I have on that big tree in the side yard. And they're not bad. They don't have the warm glow. I mean, you can see the difference in this shot with these LEDs on the left and the old incandescent C9s on the right. The LEDs do not output light the same way the incandescent does. It does not illuminate the area around it, and it's not a very warm glow. It's a cooler, more vivid glow, which is okay. It's just not my preference. For what it's worth, they don't flicker all that bad. Like, I can sit here in the room and they're not bothering me too much. If you're moving around, you can see the flicker, but it's not too bad. I'm very pleasantly surprised by that string, and it's not very expensive either. It's about the same cost as the regular C9 incandescents. These, I kind of wish I had a few more of these left. These were purchased back in, I want to say 2011, along with this tree, I believe. And this was used in a bedroom for a couple years. But inherently these strings were not very reliable, and they've failed over the years. I used to have 4, I only have this one left. And the flicker on these is actually not bad either. It is definitely flickering, as you can see from the banding on the camera, but in person it's not bad at all. And that's really saying something coming from me. And this setup is kind of like a throwback to Christmases of the early 2010s. These are kind of shaped like the old C6 lights, which is interesting. Got the candles in the windows. This stupid window is all foggy because it lost the argon gas or whatever it is that's in there. So it's all blurry when you look outside, which is extremely annoying, but it's too expensive to replace it, so it stays. Someday I'll get it replaced. I've had these candles for many years. I want to say I have these since the mid to late 2000s. They're a General Electric product. I have 5 of them, and these bring back a lot of memories of Christmases past. I've got a nice tree here next to the desk. I've got this tree here, but the batteries are charging up. I got the DELs going along the whole wall here. And then we have another, actually there's a tree here. There's a tree here. And got another pine cone light. Some snowflakes that I didn't get around to putting out. This tree, which I suppose I could just unwind the cord and plug it in, but it's got lights on the edge of the branch, which is kind of cool. And that tree there with the pine cones. And then we have another fiber optic tree, which, just like the one in the other room, is absolutely fascinating to look at. I really enjoy these trees. Now we'll take a look at the lights in the studio. And this plugs in with the light here, and despite having this is broken, so it doesn't work. Let me turn this off very quick here. Did I get a good aerial shot of the computer room? I don't remember. I'll do it one more time in case I didn't. I gotta take some pictures too, but those are kind of more just for my personal reference. I like to have both motion and still media. Okay. So down here in the studio, very simple setup this year. C9s. And some garland. Simple but very nice. Okay, the last thing to do is to check the power consumption. On one leg we have 62 amps. On the other leg we have 78 amps. And on the common we have 11. So it's pretty well balanced. Alright, that's a wrap for Christmas 2023. Very power hungry and expensive display, but it's worth it. It's a beautiful display. Everything came out really nice this year, and I got it up early, so I have plenty of time to actually enjoy it. Forgot to show the dog here. I got this dog the year my first dog expired. Happened right before Christmas. So I got this one in memory of him. So anyways, that's that. That's the Christmas display for 2023. Stunning display inside and out. Worth every penny to operate and every hour to put it together.